Only after death did I realize I was the male lead in the year's most heartbreaking melodrama. Irresponsible mother, bestial neighbor, and those schoolmates who peed on my face. This time, I'll send you all to hell. And you, girl who popped up from nowhere, blocking my path time and time again, wanting to be my guardian angel? What are those strange mutterings of yours about? I don't need your protection, and I'm not your kid. Get out of my sight. Stop getting in the way. A gunshot rang out, blood spurting from the hole in the back of my head. Yet, I felt no pain. Perhaps I had lost the sensation of pain long ago. Was it when the girl I liked and a bunch of delinquent kids buried me alive, saying it was all just a joke? Was it when my schoolmates peed on my face? Was it when the bestial neighbor locked me in the cellar and tortured me? Or was it when I disturbed my mother and her lover's tryst, and she splashed water in my face? Scenes flashed before my eyes like a revolving lantern. I had long since stopped feeling pain. I smiled and closed my eyes. This miserable life could finally escape this chaotic world. Good. Faintly, I heard a clamorous sound. Next, I'd like to announce this year's most heart-wrenching melodrama, The Tragic Life, written by River Flows. It has broken the record for first-day revenue and is the highest-grossing online work of the year. Amazing. So well written, I cried. Damn it, so depressing. Every time I read this story, I feel like my husband leaving me and owing $4 million is nothing. Life still has hope. Thank you, author, for helping me realize how happy my life is. Countless supportive comments appeared. Finally, a different voice emerged, a girl's weak but urgent cry. Why let him suffer like this? He just wants to live. Why is it so difficult? No matter what, he can't escape this tragic fate. Is this fair to him? Don't you all remember? He protected a little rabbit and was kicked by his mother, his spleen ruptured, almost dying. Such a kind child. Why is he treated like this? And that vicious woman, just borrowing a pen, he risked his life to save her, yet she bit him back. The characters in the story are crying too, huh? How ridiculous. Turns out, I'm just a tragic character in a story. My painful life is just a preset script to entertain others. Black smoke swirled around me. A synthesized voice, half male, half female, echoed, live again. What will you do? The corner of my mouth twitched into a bloodthirsty smile. Then everyone, just die. Is it here? I asked. Let me tell you, if you dare trick me, you're dead meat, Roundy. Peter, the chubby kid with a round head, who had been following me for a long stretch of road, was completely out of patience, panting. As he spoke, he raised his hand and slapped me hard across the face. Though the same age, favored by his family, he was a head taller than me, his body almost twice my size. I had no strength to resist, staggering and falling to the ground, blood trickling from the corner of my mouth. The gravel on the ground scraped my hand, yet I felt no pain. I quickly got up, forcing a flattering smile. How would I dare trick you? It's right in front. Look. Peter followed the direction I pointed and looked ahead. Sure enough, there was a watermelon field. The moment he saw it, he cheered, clapping his hands. Great. Great. So many watermelons. I love watermelons the most. As he spoke, he smashed open a melon, scooping up a mouthful of red juice that dripped down his chin. Chewing and smacking his lips, he mumbled, delicious, so sweet. Tomorrow, I'll punch you 2 fewer times. Eating all by himself wasn't enough. Peter even started destroying the watermelon field, completely oblivious to the large German shepherd locked in the yard next to the field, growling angrily at him, its eyes bulging red, huffing and puffing. I grinned, a sincere smile from the bottom of my heart. Too bad, you won't be able to hit me today. Watermelon is so good. Eat more, fill your belly, then you can be on your way. That's right, I had been reborn into middle school. Skinny and weak, always hungry and poorly dressed, I was a head shorter than most of my classmates. Next, I would repeat the painful experiences of my past life, being bullied by classmates, oppressed by the neighbor, abused to the point of disability by my own mother, and finally, being shot to death by a societal outcast. I looked up to the sky and laughed loudly. God, you were so cruel to me. Experiencing this once was unbearable. Why let me go through it twice? Why give someone like me a chance to be reborn? You should give it to those who are loved and still cherish this world. Why me? I am not convinced. Therefore, this time, I would take the initiative to attack. My body was still a weak child's, but I carried the mature soul of a man in his 20s. I would not allow myself to be bullied again. Irresponsible mother, bestial neighbor, and those schoolmates who peed on my face. This time I will send you all to hell. The first thing I did after being reborn was to choose a good location. This place was in an area on the outskirts of town waiting for demolition. Most residents had already moved away. The watermelon field owner went to work elsewhere during the day and only returned at night. Ironically, his German Shepherd was extremely fierce, having bitten several people not long ago. To prevent it from causing more trouble, the owner locked it in the yard. Let it see someone stealing watermelons, then release it, and see what happens. I smiled coldly and walked into the yard, just about to open the door when suddenly a child's voice rang out from behind. "Police uncle. It's that fatty stealing watermelons from our house. He smashed so many. Hurry and catch him." Damn it. I almost released the dog to bite into death. Unwillingly, I retracted my hand from the doorknob, turned around. A girl with pigtails, leading several police officers, had arrived in front of us. The unexpected turn of events startled Peter, the watermelon in his hand falling to the ground, breaking another one in front of everyone. Before the police could act, the girl flew into a rage, rushing towards Peter, her small fists raining down on him. Her face was full of anger. "Humph! You dare destroy so many watermelons. These are all grown by my grandpa with so much effort. See if I don't beat you to death." The girl looked to be about our age, wearing a princess dress, her arms white and tender like lotus roots, delicate and petite, but her strength was not small. By the time the police intervened, Peter's nose was bleeding and his eyes were bruised. He was both hurt and scared, bursting into tears. "I want to tell Mom. I want to tell Dad." The girl folded her arms and sneered. "Tell whoever you want. It's useless. You destroyed our watermelon field. You have to pay for it." Finishing her sentence, she winked at me, smiling brightly. Her lips didn't move, yet I clearly heard a female voice, excited. I finally met Alex Jiang. He's so cute when he's little. Little one, I'm here to protect you." "Humph, you fat pig, dare to bully my little one. Get lost." Lily, put away your wolf in sheep's clothing gaze. You'll scare the little one." "I'm sorry. I felt like I was the one being scared." Seeing that they were all children and the situation was unclear, the police quickly called Peter's parents and the watermelon field owner to come. It must be said that Peter had done many bad things since childhood, inseparable from his parents. The couple were not easy to deal with either, very protective of their son. Seeing Peter being beaten, they immediately dragged the watermelon field owner out and started cursing. "Isn't it just a few shabby watermelons? So what if they're all smashed? Your kid beat my son. I'll fight you to the death." But the watermelon field owner was not one to be easily bullied either. Although he was over 50 years old, he was very strong from years of farming. Seeing his hard work destroyed, and these two were unreasonable and even raised sticks to chase and beat Peter's family. "Unreasonable? You destroyed my watermelon field like this and don't want to pay? Don't even think about leaving. Who's afraid of who? I don't even have kids." The police officers hurriedly stepped forward to mediate, and for a moment, it was chaotic. The girl called granddaughter pretended to be innocent, taking 2 steps back, then suddenly grabbed my hand, turned her head, and ran. The girl's hand was quite strong. I struggled a few times but couldn't break free. Running a long distance away, seeing that no one was chasing after us, the girl finally patted her chest, panting, that was close, almost got caught." At the same time, her inner thoughts were also very rich. "That's right, I'm not that old man's granddaughter. I just took advantage of the chaos to come and beat someone up. Who told him to bully my little one?" Lily, you were truly brilliant, specializing in hitting the eyes and nose of that fat pig. Hitting there should get a round of applause." "I'm sorry. I had to say I was stunned." Thinking they were all children, the police didn't pursue the matter further and quickly let Peter's parents and the watermelon field owner leave. I took the opportunity to pull Lily, who was still immersed in celebrating her victory, away from the scene. Lily was dragged away inexplicably, not even having time to react. Hey, what are you doing?" I didn't say a word, pulling her to run. That little girl was no ordinary person, taking advantage of your carelessness to stab you straight in the heart. I didn't need this strange girl. Though she looked like a child, she ran quite fast. I only had a bowl of thin porridge for lunch. My stomach was empty. How could I run as fast as her? Fortunately, not far ahead was my secret base. In a moment of crisis, I darted into a tree hollow. This was a secret base that only I knew. When I was in pain, When I was hungry, I liked to hide inside. The tree trunk enveloped me, making me imagine it was a warm embrace, and my heart would also become warmer. Lily mumbled, "Strange, where did he go?" She walked closer and closer. Damn it, she seems to be looking this way. Will she discover me? My heart thumped wildly, not even daring to lift my head to look. Not here. I was going to invite him to eat jelly candy, but I carried it back. It's too heavy. Just leave it here then. Not long after, I heard the heavy sound of something falling to the ground, followed by Lily's footsteps moving away. Jelly candy. Jelly candy was my childhood dream. Those colorful, soft, bouncy jelly candies. I often watched my classmates eat them. They looked so soft, one bite, and they would burst with juice. From afar, I could already smell the sweet, fragrant aroma. But I knew that was not something someone like me could have. Once, after school, I secretly rummaged through the trash can, looking for the jelly candy wrappers that my classmates had thrown away, licking them greedily. That faint taste, I would never forget it in my life. Unfortunately, a mischievous classmate who returned to the classroom to get his water bottle accidentally witnessed this scene and spread the news. And so, the nickname Trash Can stuck with me throughout elementary school. From then on, jelly candy became an obsession in my heart. Later, that once famous jelly candy factory went bankrupt, and I never got to eat it again. I licked my lips. Outside, there was no more sound. That strange girl must have left. Just take a peek, just a peek. I poked my head out of the tree hollow. Seeing no movement, I crawled out completely. On the ground was a large bag filled with jelly candies. The gentle breeze blew past the bag, making a rustling sound, as if enticing me, "Come here, no one will see, no one will know, come eat me." I looked left and right, carefully picked up a jelly candy and put it in my mouth. So sweet. I devoured one in big bites, then couldn't bear to eat any more. Carefully holding the bag of candy in my arms, I treasured it like a precious jewel. Unexpectedly, today, I failed to send Peter on his way immediately, but fulfilled my dream of many years. The extreme joy made me forget the rustling bushes behind me, like the sound of a girl sobbing, trying to suppress it, but full of sorrow. The next day at school, as expected, I saw Peter with a bruised face. He was already fat, and his face was swollen like a steamed bun, making his eyes narrow into slits, looking ridiculous no matter how you looked at it. However, this did not affect his bullying of me. As soon as I took out my test paper from my bag, Peter snatched it away, lightly patting my right cheek with the test paper twice. "Good student. Thank you." Peter was the kind of kid who never did homework. When it was time to hand in assignments, he would take mine. If I didn't give it, I would get beaten up. Even if I gave it, he would find other excuses to bully me. At this moment, he kicked my knee. If I hadn't been prepared, I might have been kicked down. "Humph. Who told you not to keep watch for me yesterday? You enjoyed watching me get scolded, right? Watch out." He grinned evilly, the fat on his face all squeezed together, truly ugly. Perhaps because he was too fat, his skin was stretched, looking quite white. You could tell at a glance he was the type of pampered child held in his parents' palms, who didn't know the bitterness of life. So disgusting. How could I possibly keep someone like him around? Yesterday's plan failed because of that strange kid, but it didn't matter. I chuckled softly, almost imagining the scene of a sharp knife cutting into his skin, revealing the thick, yellowish fat inside. So satisfying. Lost in thought, a strong gust of wind brushed past my ear, a basketball flying straight into Peter's head standing beside me. Thud. Hearing the sound, you knew it wasn't light. Peter immediately flew into a rage, jumping up. "Who's blind? Dares to throw at your grandpa's head, huh?" A petite girl walked in from the classroom door, hands on hips, her face fierce. "What stupid pig doesn't know how to do homework and steals from others?" I threw it. "What are you looking at? Look again and I'll gouge your eyes out." It was Lily. The bell for class suddenly rang, interrupting the tense standoff between the two. The homeroom teacher, carrying a stack of test papers, walked into the classroom. "Today we have a chapter test." He saw Peter and Lily still standing there, glaring. "Still standing there? What are you doing? Hurry back to your seats." The homeroom teacher's sternness was well known. His temper was originally not good, and recently, because of some personal matters, he had become even more irritable. Basically, no one dared to provoke him. Peter gritted his teeth and hurriedly returned to his seat. As for Lily, she was a new transfer student to our class. The homeroom teacher assigned her to the empty seat behind me. By this time, I was no longer surprised by Lily's strange mutterings. He, I'm sitting behind Alex Jiang. He's small and cute, always cold and aloof. I want to pinch his cheeks so badly. Don't worry, Alex, with me here. Who dares to touch a hair on your head? Just try it. Receiving the test papers, Peter, as usual, elbowed me hard. Hey, write my name on it, got it? Later when we hand in the papers, we'll swap. Before he could finish speaking, Lily sitting behind stomped on Peter's butt. Swap your head. You're both ugly and stupid. Can't even do it yourself? Peter, caught off guard, yelped and fell face down on the ground. Angrily, he said, Are you crazy? Lily didn't bother with him, raising her small hand high and seriously said, Teacher, Peter is bad-mouthing you. He said you're both ugly and poor, only 1.49 meters tall, and can't keep a wife. The whole class burst into an uproar. This was the homeroom teacher's weak spot. Ever since his wife divorced him last year, he had become even more irritable. One second he could be happy, the next second he could explode. Being caught by the teacher, Peter's face immediately turned ashen. The anger in his eyes was undisguised. He slammed his hand hard on the table. Very good. Dare to badmouth your teacher, huh? You've got guts. Get out to the hallway and stand for me. And you, Lily, stay after school and see me. No matter how Peter explained, saying he didn't insult the homeroom teacher, it was useless. In the end, he was dragged out by the teacher, ear twisted, and made to stand in the hallway. Catching my probing gaze, Lily glanced at me smugly. Her lips didn't move, but her inner voice was like a shadow, he. I only needed one move to hit the homeroom teacher's sore spot. The homeroom teacher will definitely deal with that fat pig. What to do now? Alex Jiang is staring at me. Could it be he wants to get to know this beautiful big sister? Suddenly, she shook her head. No. Lily, you need to stay calm. He's still the sprout of the motherland. I turned my head back, collapsed onto the table, the corner of my mouth unconsciously curling into a slight smile. This strange kid was really full of tricks. Seeing with my own eyes Peter, the one who always bullied me, being scolded and punished was truly satisfying. However, things were not that simple. Peter could continuously collude with classmates to bully me, inseparable from the fact that he had an older brother who was a hooligan. Anyway, Lily offended Peter because of me. Her making such a fuss made Peter's attention completely shift to her. Standing in the hallway, Peter kept waving his hands and feet at Lily. You're dead meat. Although perhaps this was a good thing for me, I couldn't stand by and watch. I thought for a moment. When class was about to end, I secretly slipped Lily a note. Run fast after school. Unexpectedly, Lily was so excited. Not even caring that it was still class time, she grabbed my arm, overjoyed. You're worried about me? I knew it. You're cold on the outside but warm on the inside. Just now you didn't even pay attention to me. But actually you already see me as a friend, right? Lily was so excited that she even attracted the attention of the math teacher. Someone is already eager to leave before school is over, huh? Very good, Lily and Alex. Both of you stay after school for me. And so, wanting to run was no longer possible. An hour later, after being scolded by the math teacher and writing an 800-word self-criticism, Lily and I dejectedly left the school. The sky was already completely dark. Just when everyone was having dinner, there were few people on the road. I walked very fast. Lily, walking beside me, kept jumping around, saying sweet words. Sorry, Alex. I didn't mean to. I was just too excited. You kept ignoring me, then suddenly gave me a note. I was bound to get excited, couldn't control myself. Really, it was too. Enough. I stopped, shouting at her. Do you know Peter wants to settle scores with you? It's already like this, and you still don't hurry home. Lily's thinking was clearly not on the same wavelength as mine. She clapped her hands. I know you're worried about me. Her inner voice was even more smug. I guessed correctly, Alex Jiang is both pitiful and cute. Just give him a little warmth, and he can completely become a kind teenager. I couldn't help but roll my eyes, just about to speak when several tattooed young men blocked our path. Brother, it's them. Peter, with a face full of hatred, pointed at us to the gold-haired thug leading the group. Yesterday and today, I got scolded miserably because of them. The gold-haired thug looked Lily and me up and down, sneering. Not small guts, huh? Dare to bully my little brother? Peter's gold-haired brother had just dropped out of vocational school, loitering on the streets, tall and strong. Lily and I only reached his chest. Not to mention, behind him there was also a gang of followers. Knowing we were about to get beaten badly, I hurriedly pointed at Lily, clarifying, "It's not me. It's her. It has nothing to do with me." Perhaps because Lily really made Peter angry. After thinking about it, Peter nodded. "All right, this matter has nothing to do with you. Get lost." Lily widened her eyes, staring at me, clearly unable to believe I would shirk responsibility like this. Clearly, she was very scared, her teeth chattering, but her inner voice still tried to appear strong. "Lily, don't be afraid. It's indeed you who caused the trouble. You have to take responsibility. You came to help Alex Jiang, can't implicate him." She puffed out her chest and shouted at Peter's group, "That's right. I did it. This idiot." I turned to run, but immediately pulled Lily back. "Run." Obviously, we couldn't run as fast as those big guys. We would quickly be caught up, but years of experience being bullied had helped me summarize a set of escape secrets. I led Lily to burrow into the bushes. Experience told me it was already dark, everyone was hungry. If they couldn't find us, they would quickly give up. Sure enough, the group of people searched for a while, then cursed and left. Suddenly, Peter cheered happily, "Brothers, we caught a rabbit." In the darkness, I saw him carrying a white rabbit with black eyes, walking out. My mind was about to explode. That was clearly the little rabbit I had just released. Peter grinned so much that his eyes and nose wrinkled together, looking so disgusting. "Humph. You guys can run today, but you won't escape tomorrow. Let's roast rabbit meat to eat first." The poor rabbit was being carried by its ears, blankly blinking its big round eyes, its forelimbs feebly struggling, unaware of the disaster about to befall it. This was the little rabbit I picked up. At that time, its eyes were not yet open, its whole body was red, barely any fur. Afraid it would get cold, it kept snuggling against me. Everyone said that without a mother rabbit, it couldn't survive, yet I fed it formula milk until it grew up. It was very clingy and very lively. As soon as I got home, it would follow me. I would tell it all my worries. You could say it was my first friend, also my only friend in life. Taking my misfortune as a precedent, my mother, wanting to please her newly acquainted lover, wanted to kill it and make rabbit stew. I was kicked by my mother. My spleen ruptured, but I still couldn't save it. Reborn, I had already released it back to nature. Unexpectedly, it still couldn't escape this fate. Why? I didn't believe in fate. Why could those bastards trample on us at will? Didn't give us a way to live? The surge of anger, I couldn't suppress it anymore, rushing out, lunging at Peter like crazy, kicking and punching. Peter, caught off guard, was knocked down by me. His hand loosened, and the rabbit ran away. Peter was frightened to tears by my frenzied appearance, but his older brother was not one to be trifled with. Several of them quickly pulled me away from Peter. 1 punch, 2 punches, 3 punches, I collapsed to the ground, my eyelids getting heavier and heavier. In the moment of hazy consciousness, I saw the rabbit running into the bushes. Good, live well for me, okay? And Lily, leading a group of people, rushing towards us, shouting heart-wrenchingly, "Chase them. Don't let them escape." I was awakened by a burst of chaotic sounds, my head dizzy, my eyes unable to open. For a moment, I couldn't distinguish between reality and dream. It seemed to be the voice of a grown man. "Young miss, we've caught them. How do you want to deal with them?" A young female voice, extremely indignant. "Sue them. Sue them for me. Those big guys are already adults, right? Absolutely no reconciliation. Must prosecute them criminally, with the maximum sentence. They've done more than just this one thing. Investigate everything for me. Lock them up for life to relieve my anger. And that brat, if he can't go to jail, then put his parents in jail instead." Afterwards, the female voice seemed to choke, sobbing, unable to speak. Who is it? Who is so heartbroken? Then, the crying grew louder and louder. "Wake up. Please wake up. I'm so scared when you're like this." Suddenly, someone tightly grasped my hand, hot tears falling onto the back of my hand. "I said I would protect you, yet I let you get so badly hurt, Alex Jiang. You must." What? She was crying for me? Someone as unfortunate as me, whom no one cared about even when dying, actually had someone shedding tears for me? I suddenly woke up, opening my eyes to face Lily's tear-stained face. I blinked. This talkative, strange girl was really crying for me? In response to me, Lily excitedly cried and laughed. "Thank God. You're okay. Do you know, when I saw you covered in blood, I was scared to death." "Right. Need to call a doctor first. I'll go call a doctor." I grabbed her sleeve, my lips moving, but unable to make a sound. Lily burst into tears again. "You want to ask about the rabbit, right? Don't worry, it's here. Only then did I notice that opposite my bed, there was a small cage. My little rabbit was inside, leisurely munching on grass. It was okay. That was good enough. The tense string in my heart finally relaxed. I fell asleep again. The problem of school bullying could never be eradicated, precisely because parents didn't take it seriously enough. Teachers turned a blind eye, and classmates echoed the bullies. Anyway, they wouldn't be severely punished. But this time, they had bumped into the wrong person. Lily turned out to be the granddaughter of a famous real estate tycoon. Under Lily's arrangement, the incident of a boy being bullied by classmates and even beaten unconscious by thugs called in by classmates was widely reported by the media. Reporters, after investigating, discovered that Peter, though still young, had already caused no small amount of trouble, forcing me to do homework for him, sweep and clean for him. Not to mention, he usually treated me like a slave, ordering me around. If he was slightly displeased, he would punch and kick, press my head into the urinal, and pee on my head. Other classmates, seeing that he had a thug older brother, didn't dare to speak out, even helping him bully me. This time, they were even more ruthless, almost beating me to death. Public opinion continued to ferment, causing a wave of anger throughout society. School bullying must be criminally punished. Suggest increasing the penalty for juvenile offenders. If children can't go to jail, then put their parents in jail instead. Peter's older brother and his accomplices, because they were over 18 years old, were quickly arrested. Awaiting them was the severe punishment of the law. Peter himself, though escaping criminal punishment, but because he caused a wave of public anger, was expelled from school by the school. Even his parents were fired by their companies. Those classmates who helped Peter bully me before, fearing being implicated, also quietly transferred schools. I believed that after I returned to school, life would be much easier. This was already the best news for me. What was worth mentioning was Lily, this talkative girl who suddenly barged into my life, had become friends with me. I had doubted her motives. In my past life, there was also a girl who approached me. I was grateful and sincerely regarded her as a friend, but her purpose was merely to use me, ultimately leading to me being buried alive by that group of people. If it wasn't for a passerby who happened to pass by and rescue me, I would have died long ago. Lily was even more suspicious than that girl. However, someone living in the dark and cold corner for too long longed for sunlight so much. Lily's repeated concern made me unable to resist wanting to get closer. During the days in the hospital, she found the best doctors to treat me, instructing them that they must not leave me with any sequelae. She found nutritionists to design menus for me, saying she wanted to fatten me up. Every day, she watched the nurse change my bandages, her mouth constantly saying words of encouragement. Alex Jiang, don't be afraid. I will always be by your side. She offered me her hand. If you can't bear it, you can pinch my hand. Alex Jiang, you're so brave, not crying even once. So amazing. Here, I brought jelly candy and lollipops to reward you. Yet, I clearly heard her inner voice crying, it's all my fault. It's me who implicated Alex Jiang. It's all my fault. Alex Jiang, scold me. Or hit me a few times. I'm really sorry to you. My heart, filled with hatred for the world, suddenly softened. I reached out and patted Lily's head. Lily, it's not your fault. I don't blame you. The one who was wrong all along is this world. Under Lily's attentive care and her professional team, I quickly recovered. My weight even increased by 5 kilograms. I gave the little rabbit to Lily as a gift, thanking her. Lily was both surprised and happy, her eyes shining with radiance. Really? Really giving it to me? Her inner voice also echoed, wow. Alex Jiang sees me as a friend. He even gave his most precious rabbit to me. Lily, you succeeded. You have ignited the hope of life in him. Great, great. Lily, you must continue to work hard. I chuckled softly, finally patting the little rabbit's head hard one last time, solemnly handing it to Lily. Although the time we knew each other wasn't long, I could see that Lily was a kind girl. She named the rabbit Black Bean, buying the best food for it. I believed that with Lily by its side, it would definitely be very happy. As for me, fate would never treat me kindly, but I was no longer the me of my past life. Those who had harmed me, just wait. Waiting for you will definitely be a tragic ending. Sure enough, my mother, who had abandoned me for many years, suddenly brought a man back, talking about marriage. But that man once again refused to register for marriage with my mother. In my past life, my mother believed that it was because of my existence that the man refused to marry her. She hated me for hindering her happiness, and actually, while I was sleeping, poured boiling water into my mouth. My screams alarmed the neighbors, who called the police, helping me keep my life, but also leaving me disabled for life. The difference was, this time, because Lily often came to my house to play, it attracted the attention of my mother and that man, also letting them know that she was a young miss from a wealthy family. So they kidnapped her, demanding a ransom of 10 million yuan. That man even promised my mother that after this was done, he would definitely marry her. When I found out, they had already tied Lily up in the cellar. My mother slapped me fiercely, threatening, "If you dare tell, I'll throw you into the river for the fish to eat." I was careless. I should have acted sooner. Now I had even implicated Lily. But it didn't matter. It was still in time. I lowered my eyes, concealing the resentment in my eyes, pretending to tremble. I won't tell. I'll go cook for you too. Please don't hit me. Waiting until they were lax in their vigilance at night, I tightly gripped the vial of poison I had prepared in my pocket. Two scumbags, slowly savor your last meal. Having been independent since childhood, I was a very good cook. My mother and that man smelled the aroma, their mouths watering, picking up their bowls, about to eat. Bang! The door was kicked open. Lily's butler, leading bodyguards, rushed in. The butler saw Lily tied tightly with rope, her mouth stuffed with a rag, his eyes turning red. "Young miss." While untying Lily, he ordered the bodyguards to block my mother and that man who were trying to escape. "Still standing there? Beat them for me." The tall and strong bodyguards rushed up like hungry tigers, punching and kicking my mother and that man. By the time the police arrived, the two of them were already lying prostrate on the ground like piles of mud. Although rescued in time, Lily's life was not affected, but she also suffered no small amount of hardship. This made Lily's grandfather extremely angry. He declared that he must make those two scumbags pay the price. Very quickly afterwards, the crimes of my mother and that man were exposed one by one. It turned out that the two of them not only committed kidnapping and extortion, but had also initially committed crimes elsewhere and then fled, dealing in contraband, robbery, and even related to two murders. When the police interrogated my mother, initially she insisted on taking all the blame herself, covering up for that man. But when the police told my mother that that man already had a wife and children at home and was just deceiving her, using her as his henchman, my mother went crazy, howling and yelling that she had been deceived. That man was the mastermind. She regretted it. But the crimes committed were real. Under the pressure of Lily's grandfather, a month later, the two of them were sentenced to death. Perhaps knowing they were about to die, their hearts also became kind. My mother actually wanted to see me, wanting to repent for what she had done to me before. I refused. She would never know what unforgivable things she had done to me in my past life. The pain she brought to me was not just physical. And in this life, if it weren't for Lily stepping in to help, she would still do the same. I would never forgive her. During Lily's recovery at home, I returned to school. Teachers and classmates unexpectedly treated me better than before. Even several classmates took the initiative to befriend me. They told me that because of my matter, Lily's grandfather's group had established a fund to combat school bullying, which would provide free economic and legal support to children who had been bullied. They were very ashamed of what they had done to me before. The atmosphere in the school invisibly became much better. For the first time, I felt so comfortable and at ease. Even breathing became easier. Lily and I agreed to have dinner together after school every day. Every time the butler saw me, he always seemed like he wanted to say something but then stopped, finally just sighing. "Our young miss has suffered so much for you." I actually knew without him saying that the disaster that time, Lily had taken it for me. I had always clearly known Lily's inner voice, which could never be concealed. Just like now, she made up an excuse that her head was dizzy, unable to read, and asked me to read the textbook aloud for her, while in her heart, she was extremely smug. I deliberately wandered in front of those two scumbags to let them target me. Otherwise, how could I help Alex Jiang escape them completely? "Lily, you are truly a brilliant strategist." I have already discussed it carefully with the butler. Wait for them to kidnap me, demand a ransom of 10 million. Then we will rush in and then call the police. This way, it can constitute the crime of kidnapping. It's okay if I get a little hurt. The important thing is that Alex Jiang will soon live a carefree life. I must help him become a useful person for the country and society. Ouch, my shoulder hurts. Those two scumbags were really ruthless. But it's okay. As long as Alex Jung smiles at me, I won't feel pain anymore. I couldn't help but reach out and pat Lily's head. Looking into her big, innocent eyes, I smiled from the bottom of my heart. Lily, thank you. Thank you for giving me hope to live, making me feel like I might be happy. Thank you for everything you have done for me. Time flew quickly. With Lily by my side, in the years that followed, I no longer encountered any misfortunes. Life went by peacefully and smoothly. Very soon, we would step into a completely new stage in life. Approaching the college entrance examination, perhaps heaven took pity on me. I was quite intelligent. Whether in my past life or this life, my studies were very good. Plus, Lily's grandfather had hired excellent tutors to tutor us, so in all subjects, I was in the lead. The college entrance examination, for me, was just changing the venue to exert my strength. There was no pressure at all. On the contrary, Lily was so nervous that she had insomnia, eating poorly and sleeping poorly. That's right. If there was anything that could stump this mischievous and tricky girl, it was studying. To be precise, she had never put her mind to studying. In class, she seemed to be listening attentively, but her soul was hanging upside down on a tree branch. When doing homework, she would just doodle around. Now, she was truly frantically trying. What to do? Alex Jiang will definitely get into a top university. At worst, it will still be a good university. And if I get into a college, I'll be lucky. I'm not afraid of losing face. I'm afraid we won't study at the same school. Then who will protect him? That perverted neighbor was just dealt with by me. But that girl who borrowed a pen and that perverted guy haven't appeared yet. Humph. Come one, deal with one. Come two, deal with both. But if Lily and Alex Jiang are separated, what will happen? I suddenly remembered that seemingly gentle neighbor who played tricks in my past life, luring me home, locking me up, and torturing me. The flames of hatred blazed in my heart. I had already gripped the hoe at the doorway when Lily Kip Doi led people over, exposing that neighbor's theft of a jade pendant worth tens of thousands of yuan from her family. Rummaging through his house, they discovered his shocking secret, sending him to jail. It was Lily who pulled me back from the brink of sin. I took a deep breath, took Lily's hand, who was anxiously pacing back and forth, reassuring her. Don't you like singing? You can apply to the art school in Beijing, and I will apply to be university right next door. Really? Lily, hearing this, was initially overjoyed, but seemed to think of something again, her small face drooping. But, clearly you can get into a better university. It's me who has affected your future. I interrupted her. It's not that. I want to be with you. I need your protection, silly girl. It's never been you needing me, but me needing you. 3 months later, with the top score in the province, I was admitted to be university. Lily also passed the entrance exam to the art school right next door. After taking me to the dormitory, Lily pulled me out, her face serious, instructing, I've prepared 100 pens for you. You must not borrow pens from others, especially girls. All those girls who deliberately approach you have ulterior motives, understand? Looking at her nervous face, I couldn't help but chuckle, obediently patting her head. Understood, understood. All the girls outside are scammers. Only our Lily is the best to me. Lily blushed. You know that's good. Joking aside, but I knew what was coming would come. Sure enough, in the first class meeting after enrollment, a girl walked up to me, smiling and asking, Hi classmate, my name is Judy. Can I sit in the empty seat next to you? I didn't even bother to lift my head, coldly saying, no. Judy, beautiful as she was, had never been so rudely rejected by a boy before, stunned on the spot. However, the homeroom teacher had already walked into the classroom. She couldn't argue with me any further, only reluctantly sitting down in the empty seat in the back row. When the teacher asked us to write down the class schedule, Judy immediately took out a pen and handed it to me. You didn't bring a pen? Use mine. I still didn't bother to look at her, directly taking out my own pen to write. Afterwards, Judy deliberately tried to strike up a conversation with me several times, but I all ignored her indifferently. No one knew how much I hated her. In my past life, Judy had a boyfriend with an extremely extreme personality. If he was slightly displeased, he would beat her. Judy was beaten to the point of fear, wanting to break up. Just then she read news about a friend taking a bullet for another friend. And so, she came up with a plan, finding a classmate to be a scapegoat. She knew her boyfriend was very easily angered, acting without thinking of the consequences. If he knew there was another boy pursuing her, he would definitely come to that person to settle scores. acting ruthlessly. By then, her boyfriend causing injury to others would certainly not escape implication, and she would be free. She chose me. No one had ever paid attention to me before, yet she took the initiative to befriend me. I was really happy, but waiting for me was being caught and brutally beaten by her boyfriend. Judy, wanting to clear herself, even said that I was flirting with her, causing me to be buried alive by her crazy boyfriend. Afterwards, she righteously testified, sending her boyfriend to life imprisonment. And when mentioning me, the one who was harmed so miserably by her, she just sneered, "A useless person like Alex Jiang, it's not a pity for him to die. It's his blessing to be chosen by me. If I wasn't kind, he wouldn't even have the chance to talk to a girl in his whole life." That's right, at that time, I was a monster, harmed to disability by my own mother. But Judy, the one who trampled on the corpse of a monster to step into the light, was she even human? This life, I would not fall for her again. Her repeated failures to approach me made her immediately shift her target, beginning to approach other male students. She wanted to harm others again, and I would let her know, you reap what you sow. Friday afternoon after school, Lily, as usual, came to school to find me, going out to eat together. As soon as she saw me, she bombarded me with questions like a machine gun. Confess quickly, did any girls approach you? Did any of them strike up a conversation, ask for directions, borrow school supplies from you? I shook my head, denying it. Lily had already done so much for me. Now I could solve problems myself. I didn't want her to worry about me anymore. Outwardly, Lily didn't show anything, but inwardly, she started scheming. Not right, according to the plot. That bitch should have appeared already, right? Or is it not time yet? Or has she chosen someone else as a scapegoat? Humph, speaking of which, this bitch should die sooner rather than later, to save her from harming others. Suddenly, a man rushed over, running past Lily, the force of the impact almost knocking her down. I hurriedly helped her up. How do you walk? Don't even know how to say sorry. Lily turned around, intending to scold, but saw that the man pulled out a knife from his clothes and stabbed it straight into Judy's abdomen. Fresh blood spurted out, a torrential downpour. The people around were scared stiff, screaming in horror. That crazy man kept stabbing Judy, mouth constantly roaring, "Bitch, you dare to betray me. Die, die." Lily was covered in my arms, eyes closed. Scared stiff. After a while, she trembled. So scary, so scary. Yes, so scary. No one knew how scared I was when I was buried alive. That feeling of suffocation and extreme fear. Even now, occasionally, I still have nightmares. Although at that time, I was already disabled, I still tried my best to live. Judy had no right to take my life. Therefore, I had long ago sent the photos of her being intimate with other male students to her jealous boyfriend. Seeing his girlfriend betraying him, he naturally couldn't bear it. Judy finally had to bear the consequences herself. After that incident, my life was peaceful for a while again, but I knew it was just the silence before the storm. The perverted guy who killed me in my past life would finally appear. A disheveled, drunken man suddenly went crazy in the middle of the road, his eyes flashing with madness, mouth constantly muttering, "Why? Why did you leave me? You despise me, right? Everyone despises me." He seemed to be possessed by a demon, completely losing his mind, running around, kicking and bumping into things, cursing passers-by. Everyone was frightened, avoiding him. Suddenly, he pulled out a gun from his clothes, shouting loudly, "Bang! Bang! Bang!" Someone shouted, "It's okay, it's just a toy gun." This sentence clearly stimulated the already weak nerves of that man. He mumbled, "You don't believe me? Everyone doesn't believe me. I will make you regret it." To prove his words, he pointed the gun to the sky and fired a shot, then pointed the gun at a child. The past life scene. It was this scene in my past life that I was shot to death by him. But this life, I would not let this tragedy happen again, whether it was on me or someone else. The moment I saw that man, I had already quickly dodged into a roadside store, grabbed a motorcycle helmet, rushed out from behind, raised the helmet and smashed it hard at the man. The gun flew far away when he fell to the ground. I immediately dragged him into a nearby alley. The current me was no longer the soft clay to be molded by others. I had spent my free time learning boxing for 5 years, never slacking off, waiting precisely for this day. I treated him like a punching bag, raising the helmet and hitting again and again. Weakness was not a reason for you to be cruel to those weaker than you. Thanks to Lily's help, I, whether physically or mentally, had grown much stronger. When I was first reborn, I only wanted to die together with those who had harmed me. But now, I not only wanted to punish those who had harmed me, but also wanted to live well. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, that man had long since passed out from who knows when. I was about to continue when suddenly I heard a shrill girl's voice. Alex Jiang. Alex Jiang. Where are you? Alex Jiang, are you okay? Don't scare me. It was Lily. She came to save me again. I'm here. I threw the helmet to the ground, collapsing weakly, pretending to be weak. Lily, if you are approaching me out of pity for me, then I will be pitiful forever. Will you be by my side forever? Lily, leading the bodyguards, rushed over. When she saw the unconscious robber and me with bloodstained hands, she burst into tears, sobbing, Alex Jiang, are you okay? I just turned around for a moment and couldn't see you anymore. I was so scared. Why did you run around? Do you know how worried I was when I heard the gunshot? I hugged her tightly. Take me away, Lily. Continue to protect me. Tie me tightly by your side. Okay? Lily nodded repeatedly. Finally, I was relieved. From Lily's perspective, my name is Lily. I always knew I was sick. Standing on a tall building, it always felt like someone was waving at me, enticing me to jump down. You are someone no one needs. Jump down, you will no longer be in pain. Since my parents divorced, neither of them wanted to adopt me. Distant relatives shunned me. I had been sick for a long time. I didn't know how much longer I could last. Until I read a melodrama novel online, the male lead, Alex Jiang, had a similar situation to me, also a child neglected by his parents, living worse than a dog. Afterwards, he was abused by relatives, bullied by friends, oppressed by neighbors, and finally shot to death by a societal outcast, ending a short and unfortunate life. This seemed to foreshadow my ending. No matter how hard I tried, there was only one path to death. No, I was not reconciled. I had tried hard to live. Alex Jiang also wanted to live. I went to the author of that novel, forcing him to change the ending, but the author refused. Are you kidding? Melodrama is the most profitable genre right now. In a fit of anger, I knocked him unconscious, tied him up, locked him in a dark room, forcing him to rewrite the story, adding me into it. I wanted to save Alex Jiang. But after he wrote for a while, I transmigrated into the story, becoming a carefree young lady. I found Alex Jiang, protected him, stayed by his side. I felt like I was a useful person. Many years later, he said I was the light of his life. If it wasn't for me, he would have long ago strayed onto the wrong path. I smiled. He was also the light of my life. He healed me, and at the same time, I was also healed by him.